I am just going to be talking to you about Pokemon card storage, or at least show you how I store my cards. Mostly in binders, they all are. But what I use, what sleeves I use, what binders I use, and all that jazz. So I hope you will find this relaxing as I just do a little bit of talking to you. Alright, let me show you a binder now. This is my upgraded binder. I started out with this type of binder first. It has the nice little flap on it. This is plastic. And the inside, just like my zipper binder, is fabric. And this is where I'm putting my regional Pokemon for right now. I haven't decided what I'm doing with it, but there is no ring in this binder. You want a ringless binder. Do not put them in a ring binder, because the ring binder will bend all of these cards over here, because they'll squish it. So don't put them in a ring binder. These ones I have not sleeved. I'm not sure why. I must have just put them in here just so I had somewhere to shove them. I probably just stuck them in here, but usually I sleeve all of my cards kind of like this. This is what I started out with originally, penny sleeves. But I will show you what I use now, because I found something I like. I found that I don't like the penny sleeves because of the extra gap, but we'll get to that later. So, a binder like this is fine if you're starting out. If you find a cheaper zipper binder, that's okay, as long as it is ringless. It's fine, but I mean, I even started out with this cheap binder until I filled it. This one's not full, but I had filled it, and this thing was like huge. It was so fat, and I was afraid my cards were gonna like bend and stuff, so I had upgraded. But it's okay to start out with something cheaper and then upgrade as you can. So now, and this is one of my set binders, but this is a Voltex binder, and it does zipper, has a zipper. This one is a 4x4, so a 16 card layout, which I like for these sets because they have a non-hollow and a reverse hollow, so I put them next to each other until, you know, they kind of get messed up along the way with an EX, but I kind of like having them next to each other. I think it looks a little clean. But Voltex does make 3x3, so if you like the 9-card setup, you can do that too. I'm trying to remember if they make one smaller than that. They might, but I've never been interested in the small binders, so I never really paid attention. But 9-card binder 60 card binders I've seen on there, just in case you're interested, but layout is totally up to you. I found this is what I preferred, so that's what I went with. So all of my cards are in binders, type of binders like this, and any binders that some of them, don't have like the set number. The main sets do, but I think some of the in-between sets don't. So I have some of those in some cheaper zipper binders, which I might have somewhere. Let me see if I can find it. But this is like Amazon binder. It literally says card binder. Don't ask me why I picked a white one, but as you can tell, this thing is pretty full. Again, this binder is ringless. And this is a sneak peek at this is my Sword and Shield binder. I don't quite know what I'm going to do with it yet. I was kind of experimenting with setup, so I originally had them with, grouped by set, but then I kind of started messing with grouping them by, like, Pokémon or, maybe type. I don't know. I'm not really set on this right now, so I'm not sure what I'm going to do. But this is the 9-card version, so they might make bigger binders, I don't remember. In any case, this is like, I think it was around $18. But the Voltex binders are like double the price of that, so if you're on a budget, I do recommend these binders. I think these are pretty decent. Until you want to upgrade, I think it's fine. But like I said, a lot of my cards, they're all in binders. So let me show you what I do with them. So before putting them in a binder, I do sleeve them. And Lecaro, it's not easy to say. I found these on Amazon, and I have found that these sleeves hold up pretty well. And these are inner sleeves, so they are exact fit sleeves. I do not use these for double sleeving. These are the sleeves I use to sleeve the like common and uncommon and stuff like that, so there's just like my everyday sleeve. This is what I use because they're pretty cheap. I'm probably not as cheap as penny sleeves, but they're an exact fit sleeve pretty much, so I don't have a gap around them when I put them in there. Now, for all the fancy cards I have, like rares and stuff, I use Voltex sleeves. So, this is a pack I grabbed, Precision Fit Design, so these are exact fit sleeves, ultra clear. And this inner sleeves for double sleeving. These are the sleeves I use for double sleeving. So, I will put the card in this sleeve upside down. If you've seen my Pokémon videos, you'll see me doing that. I put them in upside down. But then I will put them in another sleeve, which I will show you in a moment. But I like these for double sleeving because these feel a little bit thicker than these sleeves do. So, I like that. So, I want to make sure the inner sleeve is sturdy in there, and these are pretty sturdy in there. So, what do I actually sleeve the cards in with? So, I use Dragon Shield card sleeves. These are clear matte. I didn't want a color. Some people like a color. These come in a whole bunch of different colors. If you want colors, but I didn't want any colors in my binder, so I didn't pick a color. But these are literally just clear sleeves, and I put the card in here. So when you sleeve it upside down, the opening will be on the bottom, and then you put it in right side up, so the opening's on the bottom, and then you should have, you know, less chance of dust getting on your card. But if they're in a binder, they should be fine. But I just like to sleeve them that way because sometimes I like to take out my pretty cards and look at them. So having a little extra layer of protection is kind of nice. If I'm pulling it out, I know I won't damage it too much. So now, let me show you what it actually looks like inside of these sleeves here. Okay, so I pulled a couple of cards out of my binder, so this is a reverse hollow, so this is open on top, and I sleeved it using, you know, my normal sleeves, cheaper ones. So it stays in there, it slides in the binder, and that's how I leave it, so that's that one. But any like rare cards, like EXs or illustration rares and stuff, this is sleeved upside down. So the opening is on the bottom, and then you just slide it in, and it's already been in there, so it slides in quite nice, but usually you have to put your thumb on it so the inner sleeve doesn't move, and there you go. But like I said, I like to look at my pretty cards sometimes out of the binder, so having them double sleeve helps. But yeah, so this is what I do with my Pokemon cards, how I take care of them and keep them in one piece. So I got a normal sleeve for all the regular cards, and any of the other cards gets double sleeved and put in a binder. So that's pretty much it. I don't do, well, currently I don't have any like PSA cards or cards that I graded or cards that I keep in like a special holder or anything. I prefer to have them in a binder. But let me know what you do with your cards. How you take care of them. Do you sleeve your cards even? I know some people just put them on in there without sleeving them. What do you do with your rares or illustrations or your fancy cards? Just curious how you take care of them. Let me know in the comments below. And if you still need to relax, check the description for ASMR playlists. And I will see you in the next one.